So it seems like oh, AT&T. So what happens is I have to go to my router when this happens. Which I don't even know why this is unreachable from here, which is insanely annoying. I had to do it for my phone because I can't even get to my AT&T router from here. And like I'm not even in bridge mode or anything right now.
Functions describe
the
world.
There is I failed to receive an IP address. At least the router says my broadband connection and it says error, no IP address, and I have to restart the broadband connection, which I don't know what that does under the covers because like I can't get to any of the logs because it's all fucking locked down. And restarting that gets me an IP address reassigned. So I don't know how to debug this. It's insanely annoying. All right. Well, let's continue forward. So in here, I think we added a log error. Yeah. We see that we are getting that error. We're up here now. We have this. I don't know why it's let's actually go here and then let's we'll get our error and we'll do here and we'll do error.message. And then let's go delete our data. In fact, yeah, we should do that. Items. I don't know why my router is unreachable. We can collapse that, run that. Yep, we can delete this one. Actions, delete item, delete, and we'll run again. There we go. So we got a little bit more pretty of a error message now. Actually, let's do that one more time because it's formatting to the console. Delete that one. Why do you keep opening? Actions, delete items, delete. Yeah. Is my internet down again? Are we back? Are we down? What is happening? Test. All right, apparently I'm here. All right. So we can see that missing is cost. We have an encoding side failure, encode side transformation failure on expense. Cost is missing. So let's go to here. Expense API schema. You're okay. It's alright. Cost is right there. Decode to type. Decode unknown. I don't understand how cost is missing. Decode to type. I guess we should just log the JSON we get. It's probably our next best bet here. Your schema isn't cost a number. It comes across the wire. It comes across the wire as a string though. Right? All right, yeah, let's just log the actual data here. We'll do, what is the best way to do this? We'll just do an effect.tap, and then we'll pass it a thunk, and we'll do effect.loginfo. And we'll do expense, and this will be maybe expense dot value, and that needs a comma. and that will do that. We have to go clear our data. We should really write a script to do this for us, because I'm getting tired of running back and forth between Dynamo. Remember? So sorry. Delete item, delete. Okay. Why didn't that log? Did I not save? Oh, because it is already an error. Right. Right. So we want to move this. What is the stupid way to do this? Right here. Effect dot tap, and this will be maybe just X, whatever, screw it. Effect dot log info, X dot value. I know. It's alright, you can be upset at me. And we'll do expense, and that'll be X dot value. What? There it is. There it is. That was the information we were looking for. It's literally there. Chat, I think I know the problem. Yep. That is the error, chat. We did a dumb. That's what happens when you ignore the type system. We did a silly. In fact, if we go back now and we do this as unknown, I bet we get a better error. Although I probably forgot to, I gotta delete this again. Oh fuck, that's not what I wanted. Delete item. Let's get rid of this pretty logger because that is not doing what I thought it did. What are our built-in loggers here? Got pretty logger, string logger default. Let's use the structured logger. That's probably what I want. So let's pop that over. Let's go clean up our database again. And we'll delete you. Yeah. Get out of here. Actions, delete item. Delete. And let's go over to main. And we'll change our logger from pretty to structured. And now let's run this again.
Functions describe the world.
Beautiful. So good. Why did that not log the error? Is it working? I don't think it's working, right? There's no shot it's working. But I'm not seeing the error. It's locked. Let's make sure we don't see a transaction over here. We don't. Okay. What happens if we switch to the other logger? Drop that. And then main. Did I delete a log? I might have deleted a log. I like the structured logger. The structured logger looks really nice to me. So let's, I'm gonna go back and, I must have just deleted, my keyboard is a, what is it? It's a Voyager. Did I delete the log? Tap error. Effect.tap both on failure. Return effect dot log error e, and then on success a return effect dot log info. We'll just do a. All right. Delete you. Delete items. And let's go back to main and crab rave. Let's go. We'll do a log info here, and we'll do a yason.stringify. Let's see if log info changes anything. I'm actually not sure. Let's make that bigger, clear that, make this full screen, run our program. All right, we got some stuff there. We got a sum, cost, okay. So it appears to me then, it looks like we're not hitting this, right? Like, let's just come here and say, message. We'll say error dog. And then we can come here and we'll say effect. I should have just done tap both, but tap, and we'll get a value, and we'll go here and we'll say effect.loginfo. That's not what we wanted. Value effect.loginfo, and then we'll say value dog, and then with the value we get a nice little boom boom bang, and we go clean up our data, delete that, back over here, full screen, clear. We got the value, so it's parsing. Look at that, we got it. So where are we failing now? We're just getting other errors that are getting masked in this being turned to objects. That's the problem. So we're getting further than we thought. I did fix the original error. A double crab rave? The double crab rave? Chat, the double crab rave? Okay, so we succeed there. I guess we could have went and looked at our traces, huh? Let's go back to main, and we're gonna stringify this. Yason.stringify. Everyone knows the second argument to stringify is null. And we'll do to. And did we already clean up our data? We did. All right. Conditional request failed. All right, let's go look at our traces and see where our traces are failing. 917, this is our most recent trace. We get down to handle this, lock notification, get expense by ID. It's still unclear to me where this is happening. Boom, boom. We get it, we lock it, and then we hit get expense by ID. And we're still erroring. Why aren't these merging? Those are the same thing, right? Budget sync account, whatever. So clearly we don't have a trace well enough to find in our code. So let's dig through this and see. So let's I want to, what do we want to do? Okay, we're not doing another crap riff. Let's do a new date here, and we're just gonna grab one for now, and this is going to be 2025 05, and then we'll do the start of today. Does that give me the start of today? 2025 05 6. Yeah, that does give me the start. Okay, great. Okay, we get into here. That should only give us one notification now. And do we annotate that with the, yeah. So we create and lock the notification. We get here. Like, I'm curious. Yield star effect.log info here. And then we'll just log the maybe expense. And then we'll do like a, we'll do a second exclamation point, and this will now be expense. Yoink this. And let's see if we can get down to, I'm guessing I think we're probably failing on this right here. But we'll see. We'll do another one.
Functions
And we'll just do that for now.
describe the
Let's
world.
clean up our data. Change delete item. Ah, user shares not found. All right. So we are getting a user's share not found expense. So right here. Oh yeah, remember? Oh, dude, this came back to bite us. Remember in our telemetry earlier, I was like, oh, that's weird. The user ID is 0. Look at this. If we come, where would we get? Where do we see that at? Notification ID. Get notification by ID. There's no way we're crab raving again right now. We're not doing it again, chat. I want to listen to this. I think if we looked here, Splitwise, wherever Splitwise user ID is coming from, it's 0. Nobody fucking with me. Ah, chat. We're passing an index. I am so stupid. Right here. Here's the bug. Right here. This takes a freaking... Oh my god. Got bit by the classic pass a frickin' function. Oh my lord. Would have caught it. You're probably right. All right. Dumb, 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 dumb. We should get hopefully much better results now. Create splitwise expense entity error. Return values can only be all or none. Yeah, I know that error now. Fix that. Fix that. Fix that. All right. Those problems should be fixed now. Delete items. All right. We have a ElectroDB error. I don't know why that's not getting mapped. So we saw the second login here, right? Exclamation point, back in sync. In fact, we might be able to get something in our traces now. Yeah, look at that. We got more span data here. So we went to Splitwise. Oh, we went to create a YNAB transaction. We went to create a sync. We failed on the unlock. Wow, that probably means if we look at YNAB, we should see a the hell are you doing, Axiom? We might see a transaction in here. Yeah, look at that, chat. It's synced. Boom. All right, we still got to deal with milliunits. Our conversion, because that should be $10. But if we go look at Dynamo 2, we should have a bunch more rows now. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. And we have 2 GSIs.
Functions
Look at that.
describe the world. Functions describe the world.
All right, let's look at we want to look at the splitwise expense. So let's look at this one here. The amount is 20. Those came through good. So I think we have to convert these to milliunits. Sync transaction. Amount. Type credit. Yeah, dude, this is awesome. This is so nice, chat. And then the YNAB transaction, amount 10. Yeah, so we have to convert to milliunits. When we go to create the YNAB transaction, let's see here. Is this in sync? Or we want it's in handled notification. Right here. Yep, to do milliunits conversion. So we come here, we have a dollars to milliunits. Yeah, here we go. We want to do dollars to milliunits. And let's go delete our data. Actually, let's see if we can debug the, what does our trace tell us went wrong here? Oops. In the unlock notification, we get an event. Oh my God, Axum. Undefined is not an object at evaluating updated at to ISO string. Undefined is not an object. That's interesting. They all seem good to me. So we know that that's going to be in ElectroDB in here. Required true, read-only true, default. Created at, I guess, we just say if updated at is equal to undefined, then we do return new date. Although I was under the impression the default set got called before whatever, to ISO string. We'll add that just for protection. And this will be created at, this song's about an acid trip. All right, hopefully that fixes that. I'm wondering if that will happen for all of our updated ats, which I'm just gonna preemptively fix that problem. Slash updated at, paste that, and then we'll do the same thing here. And then we'll do the same thing. We just did that one. And then the last one, we might have already done this one. Nope. Oh. Do that. Let's run type checking quick. All good. All right. And did we already clear our data? Cleared data there. Or is our data? Yep. Data's cleared here. All right, chat. Let's run it. Yeah. So where I'm adding, so I set up hotel right here, which this is just like the standard way to set up open telemetry with effect, which this should be in the docs. So You come in and you create this layer using the add effect open telemetry node SDK. You set up a batch span processor. Then I have it pointed at Axiom as my exporter. You can point it to like Jaeger locally or Datadog or Grafana. And then when I want to trace things, you just add effect with span. So like that would be a good example here. I know I have this function up here traced. So right here, effect with span, and then you can just add attributes to your span by doing attributes and like foo bar, and then that will annotate your span. So that's all you do, and then you get free tracing everywhere. It's amazing. It's the best tracing implementation. It's the best tracing implementation that I've ever used. All right. Thank you for the follows, by the way, everyone. I've been kind of in the zone and internet dropping and missing out on some stuff. So I apologize if I haven't been keeping up there, but I appreciate all the follows and I appreciate everyone hanging out and putting up with my internet the past couple weeks. Hopefully it gets fixed today. All right, we can get rid of this. Get that back to normal. And you can see down here too, Dan, like if I go look at get most recent notifications, that one's traced, and then that was the one I showed. That's not the one I wanted to show. This one, handle splitwise notification. This whole function's traced down here, traced there, and then all of these individual functions are also traced. So like unlock notification, if we look here, this guy's traced. Right here's another span, and then you can see how they just Jesus Christ, Axum, how they just cascade. And I have this beautiful flame chart, and I can see bit by bit. It doesn't have to be. Like I can, there's different ways to do it. Like you can do like, there's like a new function on effect called effect.function, and you can give it like span name, and then that returns a function that you can do like this instead of doing effect.gen, and you can do it that way. And then you can do things like yield star, effect.annotate current span, and you can do this in line and like add whatever you want here. So like in the middle of your computation, you can do stuff like that. Let's see if we get lucky. Oh, we got some either rights. Either right means it succeeded. Uh-huh. Okay, chat, that means at least one of them should have succeeded. If we look here, this first 2, 3, I don't know why we have so many notifications. We'll have to check that in a second. But we go down through, we unlock the notification. So we should see one. In here we have a transaction. We do. We have the object problem, but we can fix that. Now $10 is correct. And if we go to our database, we do a scan again. We have all of our stuff. If we look at the notification, its status should be completed. Let's go. Let's go. Amazing. And now we have some like nice sort keys set up. So if I wanted to see like, if I wanted to, let me grab this partition key. If I want to get all of the let's see here, all of the credits that happened on my account. So basically all the transactions that Justine would put in where she owes me money, I could do this. Begins with budget sync account. Why did that not work? Table, scan, sort. Oh, I missed the $sign. Where's my $sign? $sign. So you can see there, and then I could like come and I could do created at SK. So if I wanted to get all my transactions, I would run 2 queries in parallel, right? I would do one for credits and debits, which that was intentional. Like that access pattern is very intentional. I would do type credit, and I can do like created at SK underscore 2025. So this would give me all of the transactions where Justine would owe me money in 2025. Or if I wanted to get them in just May, I could do this. Or if I wanted to get them on just May the 6th, I can do this, because it's like doing this started at, and it's doing string matching, right? So it's saying get all the rows where the sort key starts with this. So that's like the power of DynamoDB, is like I can just exclude part of the sort key and suddenly I have more data. So this would get me all the transactions for May, where this would just get me all the transactions for today. And then I can go further and be like, okay, I just want like, I just want the sync transactions, right, for today. And I would put this in, and now we, whoops, well, sure. That narrows down to a single result. This app is for practical purposes, yeah. Justine and I use Splitwise to split our expenses, and then we use YNAB for budgeting, and it is to synchronize the two together. And eventually, I think I'm going to try to build a competitor to Splitwise and build like a mini SaaS and monetize it. So this is kind of like the foundations of that. But the first groundwork of it is a practical purpose to serve Justine and I on a daily basis. Yes. Okay, sounds good, Justine. Do you have an ETA, Justine? I am using the Voyager. Verizapin. All right, so we can go back to scanning. And then we also have 2 GSIs, right? So we have different access patterns here where like I can look up basically all the notifications for the group. What's in GSI 1? I don't know if that's... I think my GSI indexes are screwed up. Because these look the same as the index. Budget sync account ID, GSI 1. My GSIs might be messed up. Let's go check in on that. Let's do, we'll say buggy initial implementation for expense added. Yeah, this doesn't look like it's working. Because I should have the access patterns of like this should be the it's writing the keys right, but it looks like the actual indexes are zero bytes. Is that true? Ah, there we go. Yeah. I see. I was just reading this wrong. This is just a confusing view of this that is annoying. So we have different access patterns here too. If we look at like, these are our other access patterns here. So for, let me look at, I want to make this thing sticky. Can I like make this sticky? So let's just say we're looking at like in a splitwise expense, right? Our other access pattern here is that on the first global secondary index, we can search by expense ID, which isn't super helpful, I suppose, but I guess there can be multiple. No. Is that a good? I don't think that's a great. By expense ID. I guess that is intentional. Oh, that does make sense as a access pattern. Never mind. So you can imagine a world where this is multi-tenant and like Justine and I both have our accounts on here. We'll have in this index, we'll have, you can even see here, this kind of has two different entries under this. I can then filter it based on account by doing the GSI1 sort key, and then I would give it her account or my account, and then that would get the transactions there. What else do we have? I can search by group ID, YNAB transaction IDs. Okay, so I do have some pretty good access patterns here. We have a lot of very useful access patterns. We thought about this back in February when we built the data models. AWS's UI is just dog water. So one thing we need to do now is during this sync process, if it fails, we need to set the, well, one, while this is in my face, this is going to be name, or we'll do unknown. So during the end of this function, we basically want to come down here and we want to do a effect dot catch all. Let's so basically when I hit an error, we want to basically unlock the notification and set it to error if we hit an error. But we don't need to do it for everything. I'm seeing a potential use case for effect cluster here, actually. So we can come here and we'll say, let's actually do this after. No, we'll keep it as part of this. We'll say effect dot on error. So we'll have a cause, and then we'll say, we can do a switch on cause.tag. Oh shit. We'll just try to roll back, right? Which this will, let's change this to an effect. Change around this. Effect.gen function star. In fact, we can even do one more thing here. We can do effect.function, and this will, that almost did the right thing. We'll say this is going to be budget sync. In fact, that should be underscore. We can yank in here, paste that, dot rollback. We'll say on error. Get rid of you. And then in here we get a cause. Yep. And we'll just say, in fact, I don't even need to look at the cause right now. We'll come in here and we'll say, we'll attempt to do yield star db, which I need to go up here and yoink that. Get the database, and then we'll say yield star db dot splitwise dot unlock notification. And in here, we will do notification dot ID, and then we'll say status will be error, and our budget sync account ID is going to be budget sync. Do I have? I probably have to yield that again. Yeah, get that. Get the current account, which we can yield because it's in our context. And we'll grab you, come over here, paste that in. That's an ID. And then the group ID will be budget sync account ID dot group ID. All right, what is this? Dot pipe effect dot or die. Can I pass out a message or die with? Or die. Sure. Consider better error handling. Not consider. We should do better error handling, but for now. So now we'll roll back. And we really should delete. Oh man, we really gotta think about rollbacks, because like we could have created the yeah, maybe, oh man, this is a great use case for effect cluster. I need a durable workflow because there's multiple steps that happen here, right, chat? We need like basically a distributed transaction. So like if any part of this, if we get to the very end and something fails, we need to delete the rows we created, delete the transaction we created, and roll back. Or we need to persist what step we're on, and we need to retry that step. I mean, for now, this will be fine. Let me check my calendar. All right, we can go a little bit longer. Although AT&T is about to be here. Let's run this one more time before I wrap up chat. And we will delete, we can go here, run, and we can delete down through here. Delete items, delete. Let's go over here, and we want to delete you. We're eventually going to use some AI too to auto categorize a bunch of these things. So let's run this again. The other ones are going because we died. LOL. I wonder how far that got us though. We should probably see this back over here too. Yeah, there it is. Look at that, category dining out. We did it, chat. We freaking did it. All right, maybe we will play around with effect cluster. Well, no, we're not going to do effect cluster until we have the MVP working. The MVP can be error prone. I just need this working. Yeah. But all right, so tomorrow what we're going to do is I'm actually just going to come in here and rather than or die, we're just going to ignore it for now. Ignore logged. That's a nice little function I didn't know existed. So let's write some to-dos for ourselves. To do on Wednesday. We want to serialize YNAB SW category better, i.e. it has spaces currently. We want to implement we need to implement these three now. Expense updated, implement expense updated, implement expense deleted, implement expense undeleted. And then once we get through these, we'll wire up integrate effect to auto categorize. And auto determine payee. And then we will explore at effect cluster for durable workflows / transactions. We will probably get through like these two maybe tomorrow. But the next week or two, we got some pretty cool stuff with effect going on. So let's go raid somebody. Once my internet's fixed too, I'm gonna start streaming on X at the same time. Let's see here. We rated Prime yesterday. This looks interesting. Node.js, the origin story. All right, chat. We'll be back tomorrow. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Sorry about the internet dropping a couple times.